Drug elimination is the process by which a drug is removed from the body. These includes two main mechanisms, metabolism and excretion. Metabolism typically occurs in liver where the drug is chemically altered to form metabolites which can be more easily excreted. We have already discussed that in our previous video. Excretion is the irreversible removal of drug and its metabolites from the body, primarily through kidney or urine, but it can also occur through bile, sweat, saliva, and expired air. As a result of metabolism and excretion, the amount of drug in the plasma or blood is reduced. The volume of plasma cleared of a drug during its single passage through the organ of elimination is called clearance. This means that a fraction of drug is eliminated by the organ as the blood flows through it. Here is the formula for calculating the clearance. Now, let's say the concentration of drug in the blood prior to the passage through the organ is 10 microgram per ml. From this, the organ metabolizes or excretes the drug at the rate of 500 microgram per minute. We can then calculate the clearance as 50 milliliter per minute. This means that 50 ml of blood is cleared of drug per minute as the blood flows through the organ of elimination. So, clearance basically helps us understand how quickly a drug is removed from the bloodstream or plasma. These in turn help us calculate dosing regimes and half-lives. In other words, it describes the relationship between plasma drug concentration and drug elimination. Again, we have discussed concentration time graph in compartment model section of the video. Two processes contributes to drug clearance. These are systemic clearance, which we can call as out of tank, and intercompartmental clearance, which is between the tank. Intercompartmental clearance refers to the rate at which a drug moves between different compartments within the body. Compartments in pharmacokinetic refer to conceptual spaces where the drug can distribute, such as between the central compartment and peripheral compartments. This type of clearance deals with the distribution of drug between different organs. We have thoroughly discussed them in the compartment model video. Systemic clearance, also known as total body clearance, refers to the total volume of plasma from which the drug is completely removed per unit time, considering all the routes of elimination like renal, hepatic, pulmonary, etc. This type of clearance is concerned with the overall elimination of drug from the systemic circulation. The physiologic model of clearance explains drug elimination by considering the biological mechanisms and anatomical structures involved. Each organ, like liver, kidneys, and lungs, has a specific clearance capacity based on its blood flow, ability to extract the drug from the blood, and metabolic functions. Blood flow to an organ determines the rate at which the drug is delivered to the organ. Organs with high blood flow like liver and kidney plays a major role in drug clearance. Once the drug reaches the organ, it metabolizes or excretes the drug. This means that the concentration of drug in the blood leaving the organ of elimination is less than the blood entering them. The fraction of drug that is extracted by the organ during a single passage through the organ is called extraction ratio. Extraction ratio is calculated as ER is equal to C inflow minus C outflow divided by C inflow, where C inflow is the drug concentration entering the organ and C outflow is the concentration leaving the organ. Drugs with high extraction ratio are efficiently cleared and their elimination is often limited by the blood flow to the organ, known as flow-limited clearance. In contrast, drugs with low extraction ratio are cleared less efficiently and their elimination depends more on the organ's capacity to metabolize or excrete the drug, termed capacity-limited clearance. Mathematically, clearance for an organ is represented as the product of blood flow to the organ and the extraction ratio. For instance, Hepatic clearance is determined by the liver's blood flow and its extraction ratio. Same concept is applied to other organs like kidney. The total systemic clearance of the drug is the sum of the clearance by all the eliminating organs, providing a comprehensive measure of body's efficiency in removing the drug. The half-life of a drug is the time it takes for the plasma concentration of a drug to reduce to half its original value. The half-life is influenced by both the volume of distribution and the clearance of the drug, and it can be calculated using the following formula. I have discussed the volume of distribution in a separate video. When the volume of distribution is high, the drug is widely distributed in the body's tissue, leading to longer half-life. Conversely, when the volume of distribution is low, the drug remains mostly in plasma, resulting in a shorter half-life. A high clearance means the drug is eliminated more quickly, resulting in a shorter half-life. A low clearance means that the drug is eliminated slowly, leading to a longer half-life. The combined effects of volume of distribution and clearance determine the overall half-life of the drug. A high volume of distribution and the low clearance results in a long half-life, while a low volume of distribution and high clearance results in a shorter half-life. When both volume of distribution and clearance are high or both are low, the half-life is intermediate depending on their relative magnitudes. In practical terms, drugs with long half-life require less frequent dosing to maintain the therapeutic level, while drugs with short half-life needs more frequent dosing. In pharmacokinetics, the concept of half-life can vary based on different contexts. Elimination half-life is the time it takes for the plasma drug concentration to reduce by half due to elimination process such as metabolism and excretion. It is calculated using the formula we have seen earlier. The elimination of a drug can follow either first order or zero order kinetics. In first order kinetics, the rate of drug elimination is directly proportional to the drug concentration. This means that the constant percentage of drug is eliminated per unit time, regardless of plasma concentration. In zero-order kinetics, the rate of drug elimination is constant and independent of drug concentration. This usually occurs when the elimination mechanisms such as metabolic enzymes or transporters are saturated. Distribution half-life refers to the time it takes for a drug to distribute from the central compartment or plasma to peripheral compartment. This is particularly relevant for drugs that exhibits a multi-compartment model of pharmacokinetics, where there is an initial rapid decline in plasma concentration due to distribution, followed by a slower phase due to elimination. The graph given here was discussed in compartment model video. Context-sensitive half-life is particularly important for intravenous infusion of drugs. The context-sensitive half-life refers to the time required for the concentration of drug in plasma to decrease by 50% after discontinuation of continuous intravenous infusion. The term context-sensitive indicates that the half-life is influenced by the duration of drug infusion or the context in which the drug was administered. After an infusion is stopped, the drug redistributes from the peripheral compartments or tissues back into the central compartment or plasma, which can prolong the time it takes for the plasma concentration to decrease. Unlike the standard elimination half-life, the context-sensitive half-life varies with duration of infusion. For many drugs, longer infusion relates to longer context-sensitive half-life. For example, fentanyl has a context-sensitive half-life that varies with the duration of infusion. For short infusion, the context-sensitive half-life is relatively short, allowing for a quick recovery as the drug is rapidly redistributed and cleared from the body. However, with prolonged infusion, the context-sensitive half-life increases significantly. This is because fentanyl, being highly lipophilic, accumulates in fat tissues and then slowly reaches back into the bloodstream, prolonging its presence in plasma and thus extending the recovery time. Unlike fentanyl, propofol has a relatively short contact-sensitive half-life even after prolonged infusion. Propofol's pharmacokinetic profile involves rapid redistribution and metabolism, ensuring that its plasma concentration decreases quickly after the infusion is stopped, regardless of the duration of administration. The two formulas given here are used to calculate loading dose and maintenance dose. The formula was discussed in the volume of distribution video. The loading dose is designed to quickly achieve the target therapeutic concentration of drug in plasma by accounting for drug distribution. The volume of distribution is used here because it describes the extent to which a drug distributes throughout the body's compartment. When calculating the loading dose, the goal is to ensure that the initial dose fills the entire volume of distribution to reach the desired concentration. The maintenance dose is intended to keep the drug concentration within the therapeutic range over time, compensating for drug that is continuously eliminated from the body. Clearance is the appropriate parameter here because it quantifies the body's ability to remove drug. To maintain a steady state concentration, the rate of drug administration must equal the rate of drug elimination. The rate of drug administration here is the maintenance dose.